Okay, guys, we did these in class, so we'll tackle these. So if I want to describe the end behavior, so let's look at the left end behavior. As f of x approaches a positive, as it goes farther left, what's this side doing? It's going up. Oh, I'm sorry, no, as x approaches negative infinity, f of x is approaching positive infinity. It's going up. And so if we look at the right end behavior, as x approaches positive infinity, f of x is approaching negative infinity. So if it's going in opposite directions, it is an odd degree. So this could be something like an x to the third with a negative coefficient. So like negative, because we got up to the left, down to the right. It also can be, state the number of real zeros. 1, 2, 3. 3 real zeros. Let's look at this one here. Left behavior as x approaches negative infinity. F of x is approaching negative infinity. Right, as x approaches positive infinity, f of x approaches negative infinity. And then what degree is this? This will be an x squared. It's a negative in front. So it's an even. And then I have 2 real zeros. All right. So we covered this one in class here. I'm going to do the very last one here about fax machines. So if we look at this one here, we are looking at kind of a polynomial that looks pretty large, and you can use Desmos if you need to sketch the function of the graph. I'm just going to sketch it here from 0, and remember 1990 is equal to 0 on the x scale. So I'll do a little input output. That means 2000 or 1992, or however you want to do it. Let's just say 1992 is going to equal 2, 94 will equal 4, and then 6, and then 8, and then 10, and then 12, however you want to do it. And then as we look at this graph, we're going to plug in 0. If I plug in 0, I get 1100. So I'm going to go up to 1000 here. And I get 1100. If I plug in 2, and you can plug in 2 just right in here, you can do you can use your calculator to plug this in. If I plug in 2, I'm going to get approximately 1300. So if I go up to 1500, I'm going to get approximately 1300. And then as you plug these in, 4, 5, that's 6, 8, 10. As you plug these in, this thing's going to turn right here, and it's going to do something like that. So when I plugged in 0, I got 1000. And then when I plugged in 2, I got around 1300. And then when I plugged in 4, I got approximately 1200. And these are just estimates, so I got 1200. And when I plug in 6, let's see, what did I get? I got around 950 or something like that. So I plugged in 6, and these are all approximations. I got this. So let's just look at this. So if we plug this in, and you could, like I said, you can use Desmos or you can just plug in and estimate the graphs. Doesn't matter. Input-output tables are just fine. Just watch your negatives and stuff on this one. So describe its turning points and end behavior. Well, your turning points look like this. So this point right here, describe. That means the turning point after 2 years, which is 1994, right? The annual sales reached its maximum. Now, and its end behavior. It's going to keep going. So as f of x approaches even 15, 20, 30 years, fax sales will become $0 or less, which is not possible. That's not possible. So what trends in fax sales does the graph suggest? That it would become negative sales, which is impossible. Negative sales. That's what it suggests, because if it keeps going, it's going to go below 0, which doesn't make any sense because this is dollars. And this is going to be years times on the x-axis. So if it becomes negative sales, will they likely continue? No, they will not. So here's a computer lesson. Why did fax sales trend this way? Well, if you start at 0, this is year 2000, and that's right when computers took off. So faxes and printers right here started to integrate. So one machine. So that's just a little history lesson there. All right, so we've got an extra example for you. So we're just, since this went from a positive to a negative, you know that this is a maximum. What does that maximum mean? It means that the annual sales reached their maximum point in millions of dollars, and it's steadily declined since then until pretty much fax machines themselves are obsolete. That's an extra example for you.